Welcome to A Course in Miracles, me reading A Course in Miracles, bits and pieces from the text, lesson by lesson. And we have come to lesson number 25 today. I do not know what anything is for. Purpose is meaning. Today's idea explains why nothing you see means anything. You do not know what it's for. Therefore, it's meaningless to you. Everything is for your own best interest. That is what it is for. That is its purpose. That is what it means. It is in recognizing this that your goals become unified. I like that. It is in recognizing this that what you see is given meaning. You perceive the world and everything in it as meaningful in terms of ego goal, and I have nothing to say against that because that is true. The bigger picture is, of course, something totally different from that, and my practical views on things and why I achieve this and that and why I do things, maybe they were right for my life. Nothing wrong with them, but they're not the bigger picture. So I will go ahead with this. These goals have nothing to do with your own best interests because the ego is not you. And that's totally obvious after a couple of decades. This false identification makes you incapable of understanding what anything is for. As a result, you are bound to misuse it. When you believe this, you will try to withdraw the goals you have assigned to the world instead of attempting to reinforce them. This is a bit tricky, but I will not get stuck. As this is my way, and I've been encouraged from people with great insight about this text that don't try to understand too much with the intellect, just go ahead with it. It will do. It will do. Anyway, okay. Another way of describing the goals you now perceive is to say that they are all concerned with personal, and that is in quotations. They are personal interests. And yeah, they are, so far. Since you have no personal interests, your goals are really concerned with nothing. That could be a bit of a tough and provoking one, but it's not right now at all. I respect it in cherishing them. Therefore, you have no goals at all. I will not get stuck. I have goals, but I will accept right now that I have no goals at all. And thus, you do not know what anything is for. I sense a bit of freedom coming here. That's wonderful. So I will not go into every sentence of this complex lesson. I will go to the core. What I understand is the core. It is crucial to your learning to be willing to give up the goals you have established for everything. The recognition that they are meaningless rather than good or bad is the only way to accomplish this. So here is the idea for today. It is in this direction, it says. And now I think they're speeding up the pace a bit because we have been going very slow in the first 24 23 or 24 lessons, and I sense a kind of speeding up here, and that's exciting. I wonder why. Because here, 6 practice periods, each of 2 minutes duration are required, and that's a bit hastier, faster, not hasty, but faster than before. Each practice period should begin with a slow repetition of the idea for today, followed by looking about you and letting your glance rest on whatever happens to catch your eye, near or far, important or unimportant, human or not human. With your eyes resting on each subject, you so select, say, for example, I do not know what this chair is for. I do not know what this mic is for. I do not know what this hand is for. Say this quite slowly, without shifting your eyes from the subject until you have completed the statement about it. Then move on to the next subject and apply today's idea as before. End of lesson. This could be quite confusing if I use my intellect, and I'm not. I'm practicing not to. So reading this out loud and then listening to my own voice after, it's very good. I take from this lesson that this is about disconnecting from what I think is good for me. It actually says so, but in the mechanism of judging whether something is good or not that we do from when we get up in the morning and we go ahead with our lives, bigger scale or smaller scale things that we all do to achieve things, to interact and go ahead with life. There is judgment in a lot of us, in me, is this good or bad, or should I do this? And it's very often for my own purpose, this is good for me. Maybe it is on this superficial level, but why are we reading this book? It's not to be on the superficial level anymore, because we all have come here because we sense that there is another realm or dimension or world or whatever name we give it. So lifting the judgment, the judgmental, taking off the judgmental glasses and thinking that if I have them on, that my judgment is so good. No, maybe it is good on the superficial level. But there is something else that I don't see. I guess this is the essence of this. So now I will turn to Tokyo. Good evening there. It's quite late in Tokyo right now.
Yeah, it is quite late, but that was an interesting chapter. I must say that that's one of those chapters I feel like where one as the reader should not read with the intellect, precisely as you said.
Yeah.
It's reminding the reader again that what they see is not exactly how it is. The things that worry one because it's interesting that it goes into use and uselessness.
Yes, I think so too.
That was very interesting.
It is.
And I agree with that. It's a very logical. It's not a very spiritual per se thing to say, but I think it's very important that the book says that the things that worry one because one perceives them as useless, or one does not know the reason for the things having happened.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting. I like that the book. I'm starting to see why the book is sometimes not very well received in maybe spiritual circles because it's very logical, it's very common sense, you know.
Yes.
It talks about God and so forth, but it's perhaps I feel like it might be easier for me anyway when I listen to the book to not think of it actually as a spiritual manual or a spiritual textbook or whatever, but more as just something, a manual on how to think again about things that one forgets, about how to see life and the world and, one situation.
Yes.
Because it's very common sense stuff, it's very basic stuff, but it's the stuff that one tends to forget when, get stressed or whatever.
As usual, you pinpoint in a very, very clear way what it is about, and you are so much younger than me. This is my son who lives in Tokyo. I'm talking to, and he has not read this book. Heard me talking about it though for many times throughout the years, but with a fresh mind and with another generation and another kind of insight, of course. You pinpoint it in a way that I still can't. So it's very valuable to have these reflections from you. So I thank you for that, because this was really lifting it to another level.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and good evening.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was a great episode. Thank you very much. Very interesting.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much. And do like and subscribe and comment. It's a great journey we do together. See you soon.